Patrick, our last community call in August focused on LLMs, innovation happening within the community, and I know one big part of it was collaboration opportunities. Can you talk about that session? What's going on with LLMs, but also the overall idea of collaboration?
Yeah, it's really inspiring to see how much innovative research is happening in our community. And I think a really good example of that is how we're seeing so many inspiring ways to use large language models to improve the reliability and the efficiency of our research. And really inspired from our collaborator showcase submissions, both at Odyssey Europe and the Odyssey Global, one of the things that I recognized was that there was a lot of really cool work happening using LLMs for data standards, for improving open source development, as well as for thinking about synthesizing evidence. But also, one of the things that I observed is with LLM research that's going on, we're seeing so much fast pace of innovation that I think that there's a missed opportunity for collaboration. We had nearly 40 submissions to our collaborator showcase, but most of them were coming from individual people or institutions. And imagine if we could take all of that collective talent and bring it together as one community to solve some of the big problems that we're facing. And so I really enjoyed having this session so that those innovators in our community that are doing cool research at LLM could express what problems they're trying to solve and the directions they're going, and hopefully make connections between individuals so that they can continue to do that work together as part of our community.
Because you mentioned the collaborator showcase, let's just go there. The Odyssey Global Symposium coming up October 7th through the 9th. Collaborator showcase will kind of kick off that middle day, the main conference. I know, having led the scientific review committee and going through every abstract, I know you're very excited about what will be shown at the Global Symposium. Can you talk a little bit about what you think is coming with the collaborator showcase and overall kind of collaborator opportunities at the symposium?
Yeah, I mean, our global symposium is a really great opportunity for researchers across the world to come together. And what I always am inspired by when reviewing the Collaborator Showcase submissions is the real breadth of scientific advancements that we're seeing in the areas of data standards, methods research, open source development, and clinical applications. This year, what particularly got me excited was how many areas of opportunity for collaboration you could really see, where folks were submitting works in progress and seeking collaborators, as well as submissions that actually involved multiple stakeholders around the world partnering together. It actually, the quality and the quantity of the content actually led us to expand the collaborator showcase time at the symposium. So there'll be more time for folks who come to the symposium to engage with each other, to review poster presentations, software demos, and we even expanded the number of lightning talks that will showcase some of the excellent work that's going on. I think it's also a really nice segue into October 9th, where we're going to have work group activities led by our work group leads, who are really coming up with good ways to think about how to engage the community in activities, whether that be hackathons or shared research projects. And one thing that we're introducing this year is to actually have all those work groups summarize what they've done at the end of the year so everybody knows what's going on and where you can contribute.
One of my favorite community calls every year is the newcomer introductions. That was our first call in August. And one of the things we talked about is how to get involved. And we always talk about that first tutorial at the Global Symposium, the kind of introduction of the journey from data to evidence. That'll kick off our Global Symposium. We also have 5 advanced tutorials later in the day, and then at the end of the day, that's when we'll kick off the collaborator showcase. Just from what you're seeing, the setup of day one, the tutorials, what stands out? What do you hope to accomplish that day?
Well, last year we had a surprisingly large number of folks who came in early to engage in some of our pre-conference activities. And that motivated us to think about developing new tutorials this year to cover areas of the community that we haven't done before. So in addition to our introductory tutorial, which is a great way for newcomers as well as those that just want to get brushed up on the current state of the community, it's a great place to learn from there. We now have advanced tutorials that are covering our 3 primary use cases: characterization, estimation, and prediction, as well as tutorials on ETL in your data, the OMOP common data model, and using our standardized vocabularies for research. I think these are all great opportunities for those that want to learn in a new space, or maybe just want to engage with folks in an area of shared interest. I think having the tutorials on day one is also a great way to make some connections that you can forge even further throughout our evening reception, throughout the collaborator showcase, and into the work groups. Really, what I hope to see that we are able to achieve is folks that are interested in learning get that opportunity, and those that are interested in taking that learning to make connections and collaborations feel moved to do so.
October 7th through the 9th. Registration information is in the newsletter. The agenda is in the newsletter. Everything you'll need is on the website to get your hotel room, everything for the event. Obviously, one of the great events of the year. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for joining, Patrick.
Thanks, Greg. Science!